Okay, are you ready? Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm Lisa Childs from TriedTestedAndTrue.com. Today we're going to do something really fun and different. We are going to do a pantry before and after tour. For this video, I purchased a lot of different things to help me organize my pantry, but I will tell you what was worth it, what wasn't worth it, and just what my favorite things were. Things that you should save on and things you should splurge on. And of course, I'll link to everything I can in the notes below for everything that you can buy yourself. Okay, so without further ado, here is the old pantry tour, the before. Bear with me. Ah! Oh my gosh. So I just feel like I clean it out every couple months, and then the kids and husband just, you know, just put stuff back on the shelf, not a shelf, so it's kind of embarrassing, but this is what it looks like right now. I feel like there's a lot of videos out there that make this look like a super easy project that's really glamorous and fun and everything is beautiful, but it's actually a lot of work, so I wanted to share the process behind it as well. These are the containers that I purchased from Amazon, and I picked them because they had the most pieces for the best price and they were a good size. I also liked that the lids fit every size Tupperware. There's nothing worse than having this huge set of Tupperware and then having a different lid for each one. So all 30 pieces have the exact same lid and they're really good lids, so I really like that about them. One of the best parts of these Tupperwares is that the lid goes just right on the edge right there, so you can fill it up right to the tippy top and it's not going to be an issue. So that's really nice. I also really liked that they had straight sides and were skinny and tall, so I could fit more of them on a shelf. And since they are holding food, I washed them all in the dishwasher, and they're pretty sturdy, but I didn't want to risk melting them, so I used the light setting and turned off the heated dry. Next, I put all the racks together, and they were pretty easy to do and required no tools. I just wiped them down after with a Clorox wipe, and I actually ended up ordering 2 more from my initial order, and so these new ones are a little bit different, but they work pretty much the same, and I like them just as much as the last ones. In true Marie Kondo fashion, the best way to organize anything is to take everything out first. So that's what I did. I just took everything out of the pantry and put it on our island, and man, it was a good workout. Well, I took everything out of the pantry, and now it's behind me. So this is kind of overwhelming, but this is what it is. So much stuff. And I will note, this is probably double of what I normally have, but with the pandemic and everything, I did stock up on more canned goods and shelf-stable foods, pantry foods. I don't usually have a whole lot in my pantry, but this is a lot. I have all this over here as well, all my appliances. After the pantry was cleaned out, I vacuumed everything, wiped it down, dusted, Cloroxed it, and it was ready for its makeover. After filling up all the racks, putting everything in its own container, rearranging, organizing, cleaning, We are finally ready to show you the new and improved pantry. I'm so excited to show you guys. But first, check out all of this garbage that we were able to get rid of. It is so nice having all of this packaging out of the pantry. So we're gonna recycle it all, and I'm just so happy and relieved that it's gone. All right, are you ready for the final reveal? This is the new pantry after, so come with me and I'll show you what we did. Welcome to my new pantry. It feels so good and clean and open in here. I'm so excited to show you how we did it. So I'm just gonna start at the bottom and go up, and I'll show you everything that we did, and I'll link to everything that I could in the notes below. So this is the first section, is the cans. Right when you walk in, it's the first thing that you can see, and I bought these 2 different can organizers. And you can see they're different kinds because they were sold out of these. But I got 2 more from my initial 1 order because I just really like them. They hold, this one held like 46 cans. And so it was nice to just be able to have them take advantage of the space going up, and it looks just really clean and organized. So we've got all the cans in here. I always have coconut milk on hand. You can use that in my coconut rice pudding recipe, in my pineapple curry recipe, so good. And then we've got, you know, just other cans. I always have diced tomatoes on hand. I add a can of diced tomatoes to my spaghetti sauce, and that makes it just extend the sauce a little bit without using a whole nother jar. So that's a good tip. Next, we've got some tuna. My kids and my husband always love eating tuna. And then we just have just a bunch of just miscellaneous canned goods. And then next I have this little area right here. So this is the 3-tiered shelf that I bought. This is actually really inexpensive. I think it was about $8, and I love these because you can see at a glance what you have, and it's just really sturdy. So I purchased some of these shelf tiered can organizers at the dollar store, but they ended up being a little bit flimsy, and I wouldn't really trust my cans on them. They looked okay if you only have a few cans on hand, but I wouldn't put anything jarred on here. So on mine I put my spaghetti sauces, anything jarred, and anything that I only have like 1 of. I love sweetened condensed milk. You put this in my Instant Pot yogurt recipe, so good. And just things that I just have random things for, like a can of pumpkin, evaporated milk, green curry paste. And so I just put the things that I have 1 of on here so then I could easily see at a glance what I have. Down here I have my 3rd Lazy Susan. This is the one that I used to have, and so I put it down here on the bottom. And this one just has some random miscellaneous things. I've got things I don't use as often, so like my cooking alcohol, some extras of stuff, peanut butter. I have some of this cheap conditioner for my homemade Play-Doh recipe, which you can find on my site. And just like little extra random things that I don't use as often, I put on the bottom so then I could just easily get them if I needed, but I don't use them every single day. Next to that, I have this little basket that I bought at the dollar store to store our favorite microwave popcorn. This is the best. You get it at Costco. It's like the biggest, puffiest, best tasting microwave popcorn, so pick that up next time you're there. Next to that, I have a little bin of kids snacks. So I put this on the bottom so that my kids could easily just walk in and grab them. I've just got some little mandarin oranges, Cheez-Its, stuff like that. And then I bought this little organizer divider at Ross, and it's the 3 organizers. This was 2 for $10, which I thought was a really good deal. So I just filled this with like little assorted granola bars that they can grab, and them and their friends can come in and get one while they're playing. And this has been a really nice little kid snack station. Lastly, on this shelf, I just have this little randoms bin. I've got like paper napkins, muffin holders, little food containers, and just little things like plastic forks and spoons. So that's just kind of a little random spin. Our next shelf is all of my flours and sugars. These containers I bought at Target several years ago. I think they're about $12, but it's nice to have them right on hand so then I can always just come in and grab a little scoop of something whenever I'm baking or cooking. Next, I bought these awesome Lazy Susans. These are 18-inch Lazy Susans. I bought these Lazy Susans on Amazon for $13. Such a good deal. I bought the extra large 18-inch size, so then they would fit in this entire corner. Our last pantry also had this kind of L shape, and I think that's kind of a common shape for pantries to have. So I love these Lazy Susans so nothing gets lost in the corners of your pantry. On this one, I'm calling it Drink Central. So I've got all these little syrups for all of our drinks to make Italian sodas. And I've got like my Creole Brew, some almond milk, hot chocolate, some straws, a random thing of peanut butter. And then in this little organizer, this is the other organizer that we had. I just put like teas, we've got little Crystal Light packets, Liquid IV, carnation shakes, just little drink things that we can put right next to all the drink stuff over here. This part of the pantry, we put all of our appliances. I like having them right when I walk into the pantry. I can easily just use what I need to. And so we have our blend tech, and I love this little mini twister jar. It is so nice for smaller portions, for grinding things up. It's awesome. Next we have our toaster and our air fryer. And I use my air fryer almost daily, so I just keep it plugged in and I just come in here and just pop in whatever I need, put it back in, and then a couple minutes later I come back and my food's done, so it's really nice. Next to that, I just have my 3-quart Instant Pot. This is one of my favorite little guys. I use it for sides and I use it for like everything. So I love using it to make also the homemade yogurt that I talked about earlier. It's the perfect size for it, and it can just sit on the counter and make yogurt all day or all night, and so I love having this 3-quart size. Behind that, I just put my little hand mixer because I had room for it back there. And then my 6-quart Instant Pot I actually have in a cupboard in my kitchen because I use it so often. This next shelf is eye level, and just like at the grocery store, it's the stuff that catches your eye, and so I wanted to put all of our most heavily used snacks right here. So this is Snack Central. We've got some pretzel crisps, some Boom Chicka Pot, which this stuff is so good. It comes in a purple bag at Costco or even at the grocery store. It's addicting. You've got to eat this. So we've got some cereals and chips and little snacky type things. But I wanted to show you one of my favorite things about the Tupperwares that I purchased for this pantry organizational before and after. So you can tell that these containers, they take up a lot of room. Because they're tapered, meaning that they're smaller on the bottom and larger on the top, they don't fit flush next to each other, and so I can only fit 3 of these next to each other on this shelf. I do like that they hold a lot, but they're pretty bulky, and so I don't love that they take up so much space. On the other hand, these Tupperwares that I did get are straight on both sides, so then they sit flush against each other, and then you can fit way more stuff on your shelf. Next, I've got this little bread basket that I just put anything that we have that's bread or carb related, just so we can just sit it in here and it's not just sitting on the shelf. So I've got a little bread bucket. Next to my bread bucket is the other 18-inch Lazy Susan that I got. I love it. It's so big and nice and it turns really well. But I put all of my vinegars and oils, leftover salad dressing, hot sauce, stuff like that on here. We've got cornstarch and pectin and Pam, just stuff like that that I use a lot in my cooking. Over here we have our pasta and carb station. I've got noodles, mac and cheese, and we bought a big box of mac and cheese from Costco, so that's why I have like a gazillion of those. And then I have this little ice bucket that I have had forever. I don't even know where we got it, but I just put all of my spaghetti noodles in here, even the ones that are open. So then they're just easy access to have right there on hand. This little guy right here, this is the dollar store shelf that I talked about earlier. It's not super sturdy, and so that's why I'm just putting some light stuff on there, but it is nice to be able to see what's behind it. Next to the spaghetti and pasta, we have all of the cooking oil that I use all the time. So I like having it right here when I walk into the pantry so then I can quickly grab whatever I need. So I've got coconut oil, olive oil, and then I put the ones that I'm currently using in this little Tupperware bin, because sometimes when you use the oils it can kind of drip down and I didn't want any grease pooling on my shelf, so I like just having it in here to keep it nice and clean. Up on this shelf above the oil I have the little saran wrap holder that I bought on Amazon. That was I think $11, and it's actually working out a lot better than I thought. I used to just have them all just stacked on top of each other, so it was kind of like playing Jenga. Whenever I wanted to pick something on the bottom bottom. But I like that it fits all of my extra foil, saran wrap, parchment paper. The only thing is that these big press and seals don't fit on the middle or the bottom shelf, and so I have to put them on the top, but it works for me because at least they fit, which I was really happy about. Next to that, I just have our little paper towel holder, and then I have these 3 or 4 buckets, and I bought those buckets at the dollar store. I didn't want to buy wicker baskets to put in my pantry because every time you slide them in and out, I feel like they just scratch the bottom of your shelf, and also the basket sometimes just tends to like break apart, and so you have all these little wood chips and dust everywhere. I have a lot of those little baskets and they just kind of end up breaking, so I didn't want that in my pantry. I wanted something that was easy to clean and was cheap, and they were. I bought them at the dollar store, so I really liked that I got a good bargain on those because baskets are really expensive. This is my baking bucket. I've got like miscellaneous little sprinkles in here, boxed pudding mix to put into like boxed cake mix, icing colors, some finishing salt to put on top of chocolate chip cookies. So good. And I used some of these little bins, some of these little baskets that I bought at the dollar store to put, you know, just miscellaneous food colorings and stuff like that. Next to that, I have my Asian and Japanese food bucket. I buy these little pre-made rice things at Costco, and I've also seen them at the Asian grocery store. They are so nice when you don't want to spend an hour or make a ton of white sticky rice. You just take one of these and microwave it for like a minute and a half, and you have fresh cooked sticky rice. It is so convenient. I also have like little boba pearls, noodles for making my shabu shabu recipe, some of these really yummy spicy ramens. These are so good. I shared these on Instagram once, and like 1 million people went out and bought them and said they were the best. They are the best like late night snack. I've also got some dried wood ear mushroom strips. These are for my hot and sour soup recipe, which I shared last week, so you go ahead and go watch that video. Next up here we have chips and snacks. There's really nothing in there. I think there's beef jerky and tortilla chips, and so we've got chips and then some treats. I've got just a little bit of candy in there. In the corner back there, just because I had room, I put my Japanese rice cooker. Next to that, right when you walk in, you can kind of see all of these awesome food containers that I purchased on Amazon that I talked about. You can see how nice and clean and just level they look. They look so good. I just love watching them sit there. It's very satisfying. But I've got things that I don't use a whole lot, but that were just sitting in big bags that I wanted to put into something that I could see, and so I know I have. So I've got like Kodiak cakes, croutons, graham crackers, granola, a little bit of cake flour and almond flour I had, and then behind it I've got the bigger bins of like brown sugar, brown rice, potato flakes, stuff like that that I don't use a lot but is back there. Over here you can see my chocolate chip collection. I used to have, I think, like 8 or 9 different bags of chocolate chips, so I just put everything in its own container up here so I can see what I have. It's so nice and cute, and oh man, it's just so satisfying, isn't it, to have all those chocolate chips? Those are the things that I use most often, and then on the very top shelf, I just put all of the things that are kind of extra. So I've got just like my big Costco size packages of Goldfish, Bisquick, granola, some leftover popcorn, and just like random stuff like that. Doesn't everyone have random stuff like that in their pantry? I watched a lot of pantry videos and I just was thinking, where's all your extra stuff? And where's all the non-glamorous stuff? Like, this is just our real life. We have extras of stuff, and I know that you do too. So I wanted to show you that not everyone's pantry is this like super glamorous room. Ours is just real, but it's very organized now and it's so satisfying, so I hope you enjoyed that pantry tour. Oh wait, I have to do this side. Really quick, let me show you the inside, the last couple things in the pantry. So this is our cordless Dyson vacuum. This is the best thing that we have ever bought for our home. We just connect it right to the wall here, and it's cordless, so we can just grab it on the go whenever the kids make a mess, which is all the time. And even the pantry always has like little crumbs in it, so It's nice to just be able to vacuum. So we love putting ours in the pantry because it's just a really good accessible spot. And it just connects right to the wall. So I'll link to that as well. It's one of my most top selling things whenever I recommend it. It's really the best. And then behind the pantry door over here, I just put some command hooks on the wall, and I put some of my favorite aprons. My friend Tambry from Hawaii gave me this. My friend Carissa gave me this for my birthday a couple years ago, and then this is the apron that I made with my logo on it at AR Workshop. I just love having my aprons here. They're really cute and they don't get lost, so I really love those command hooks. So here's my final review on the stickers and the markers that came with the Tupperwares. So I really did not like the marker. It was pretty flimsy, it didn't work very well, not very opaque, and so I didn't really end up using it. I just used a metallic Sharpie that I had, but I really did like the stickers. They had a hard time coming off of the sticker page, like they would kind of rip off the sides. The sticker wouldn't rip, but it would rip the backing, and so you just had to kind of be creative on how to carefully peel it off, but once they were on the containers, they actually look really good. So I really like the stickers, but you'll probably have to get your own marker to use them. All right, now I wanna let you know about all the things that I think you should save or splurge on. First thing I wanna share about are those Lazy Susans. I think you've picked up on this, but I absolutely love them. They were only $13 and I got them on Amazon. They were such a good deal, I think, for how big and sturdy they are. They're really nice for those deep corners of a pantry so nothing gets lost. Definitely think you should spend your money on those. Next is the wrap organizer. I don't think that this is a necessity, and so it could go either way. It's only about $11, and so I don't think it's a huge splurge, but I mean, it's a wrap organizer, so it's kind of a splurge since it's definitely not something you need, but I do like how it just keeps everything nice and organized so you're not playing Jenga with all of your plastic and foil and parchment paper. I do think it's really nice for that, and I'm gonna keep mine. Next are the containers that I purchased to put all of our food in. I definitely splurged on these myself. They were $75 and I bought 2 packages of them because I wanted 60 containers. I knew 30 containers was not gonna be enough, and so I bought 2, and I mean, I did spend a lot of money on them, but it was way less than the $300 or $400 system that the Container Store was selling. And there are tons and tons of those storage containers that have like 4 or 5 or 6 pieces in them that cost $50, $60, and so I figured spend a little bit more and just get more containers. So I definitely think I got the best bang for my buck buying them, even though they were a bit of a splurge for me. I don't regret buying them, and so I'm going to recommend them as a splurge. Next are the storage bins or baskets. Now you can buy really cute wicker basket ones, but like I said in the video, I just wanted to save money. I bought so many of those bins that I got them for $1. If I had bought a basket for everything that I used, it would have cost me hundreds of dollars. Baskets are not cheap, my friends. And so I definitely say save your money on those bins baskets, just get the dollar store ones. That is, unless you like that cute look and that is just the aesthetic that you're going for, totally go for it, you do you. Next is the can organizer. So I did buy 2 extras because I did like them. They were a bit expensive. They were $22 or $23, and I mean, that's a lot for a can organizer, but it was really nice to just have all of those cans off the ground, just off of each other, because now they're nice and organized, and I do think it was a good investment. I'm gonna say splurge on the can racks. They just fit so many because they take advantage of the space going up, not out, and so I think it's a really good use of space. Next, we have those tiered can organizers, those tiered shelves. So I bought the dollar store one, and then I bought the one on Amazon, that sturdier one. I'm definitely going to say to splurge on the heavy duty one. The dollar store shelf just wasn't very sturdy. I did not trust my jars on it. I didn't even trust that the cans were going to stay on there. So I actually took it out of my pantry and I bought another one of those can racks. I really liked the heavy duty one though, the one that I have all of my one-off cans on, the one that I only have like one thing of, because it's really heavy duty. It is very sturdy. sturdy. I can put my pasta jars on there and I'm not worried about them falling off at all, which is a good peace of mind. So there's the $1 one or the $8 one. I say splurge on the $8 one. The last thing are just those tiny little storage basket things that I bought at the dollar store. They're not super sturdy, but they're really nice for organizing within the buckets, like to put the popcorn in and to put all my little things in my baking bucket. I bought a ton more to put in my kitchen in all of my drawers. So now all my drawers are organized. I put them in our bathroom drawers. Really like those, and I bought them at the dollar store in 2 and 3 packs. So I definitely say save your money, just buy the dollar store ones. I hope you enjoyed this pantry tour. Let me know if you have any other questions. Thanks so much for watching. Next, watch my 26 Instant Pot do's and don'ts. See ya.